Her boyfriend said Lana Mercer left after the fight. Detective Claire Nolan almost believed him. The story was simple. Too simple. Then somebody in the house heard a phone vibrating. Not in the bedroom, not in the kitchen, not outside where Lana was supposed to have gone.
New terrifying stories
Inside
every
the
week.
walls.
Subscribe now.
That was when
and
Claire
enter
stopped
the
looking
darkness.
for a missing woman and started looking for where the house was keeping her. Evan Cole told police Lana stormed out after a late-night argument. He said she packed a bag. He said she needed space. He said she walked off on foot and never came back. He even told officers which direction she went before they had finished asking the first real questions. That was the first thing Claire noticed. He was not reacting to a mystery. He was trying to build one. The house was quiet before sunrise. Small place, narrow hallway, old wood floors. A front room that still held the stale heat of the night. Everything about it looked normal. That was the problem. Normal is what some houses use to protect what happened inside them. Evan met officers at the door barefoot. His eyes were wet, but nothing else about him moved like real panic. His hands were steady. His breathing was steady. His voice was steady. Too steady. Lana Mercer was 28. She answered texts. She called her sister most nights. She did not leave pieces of her life behind by accident. Her purse was still in the closet. Her charger was still plugged in beside the bed. Her car was still outside. Only her phone was missing. That detail mattered, because if Lana really stormed out, she should have taken more than one thing. And if she did not, then somebody else had decided which part of the night needed to disappear. Evan said she left at 11:15. Then he changed it to 11:40. Not after thinking, not after checking. Just changed it. A quiet correction, the kind people make when they are not remembering something. The kind they make when they are adjusting it. Claire kept moving through the house, and the hallway was what caught her. It was too clean. Not tidy. Cleaned. The wood reflected light too evenly. The bleach smell stayed in one narrow strip, as if somebody had erased one path and left the rest of the night untouched around it. Near the baseboard, Claire found one of Lana's earrings. That mattered too, because earrings do not usually come off in the middle of a clean breakup. They come off when something turns physical. Evan saw Claire looking down at the floor, and he started talking faster. He said Lana always spilled makeup there. He said she was clumsy when she was angry. He said too much. Claire asked for luminol. Evan asked if that was really necessary. Claire said yes. When the forensic light hit the hallway, the floor lit up in streaks, then the baseboard, then the trim. Not one drop, not one accident. A dragged pattern. That was when the case stopped being about a woman who left after a fight. Lana Mercer had not walked out of that house. Not alive. The drag pattern ended near the basement door, and once detectives saw that, the basement stopped being background. It became the next answer. Evan said the basement lock had been jammed for weeks. He said that before anyone asked why it was locked. The key was hanging in the kitchen. When officers opened the basement, the air felt damp and wrong. Fresh paint over old concrete. One wall looked newer than the rest. Not enough to jump out right away, just enough to bother someone already looking for what had been changed. Then came the sound again. That soft vibration. Short. Hidden. Somewhere inside the wall. Everyone in the basement heard it. No one said anything for a second, because Lana Mercer was supposed to be gone, and yet her phone was still inside the house, inside the wall. That was the moment the case turned from suspicious to horrifying. Police traced the sound to the newer section of the basement wall. It was faint, battery low, still alive enough to keep buzzing every few seconds, like the house was trying to give something back. Claire did not look at Evan. She looked at the wall, and she knew two things. Lana had not left, and somebody had hidden more than one truth inside that basement.
Officers found a child's drawing, a house, a girl, and a dark room below it. Lana had no child. Evan had never mentioned one, which meant the drawing belonged to something older than Lana. Claire pulled the property history. That was when another name surfaced. Marissa Cole, a woman connected to Evan, a woman who vanished 4 years earlier. When Claire found the old file, she found the same explanation. He said she left him. Same house, same man, same lie. That was when the case changed shape. This was no longer one disappearance. It was a pattern. Police brought in the tools before noon. When they cut into the newer section of the basement wall, they found Lana's phone first, still lodged behind the drywall, still streaked with dried residue and construction dust. And beside it, deeper in the cavity, old wrapped remains. The remains belonged to Marissa Cole. She had not left him. She had not vanished. She had been inside that house the whole time, hidden behind the wall while Evan repeated the same story for years. That discovery changed Lana's case completely, because now detectives knew the basement was not just where evidence had ended up. It was where history had been buried. Lana's phone gave them the next answer. There was one unfinished voice memo saved just before midnight. Her breathing was fast, her voice was low, and the message cut off before the end. But what survived was enough. If he sees this, I'm dead. The wall is newer than the rest. Marissa never left this house. Then the memo ended. That was the moment Claire knew Lana had not been trying to leave Evan. She had been trying to expose him. Her laptop confirmed that. For 3 nights in a row, Lana had searched Marissa's case. Old articles, permit records, property history, renovation documents. She was not planning to leave Evan. She was building proof. Phone records made it worse. At 10:58, Lana called her sister twice. Both calls were missed. Then she started the voice memo. Then, according to the neighbor across the street, one short scream was heard at 11:12. Not long, not repeated, just one. That mattered, because one short scream is often what happens when somebody realizes help is not coming in time. Claire brought Evan back in before sunset. This time, she did not start with Lana. She started with Marissa. He looked at that name longer than he looked at Lana's. That reaction told her she was in the right place. So Claire built the night in order. 10:58, the calls, the unfinished voice memo. 11:12, the scream. Then the hallway was cleaned. Then the basement became active. Then the story was prepared. By morning, Evan was ready with the same lie he had already used once before. She left me. Claire laid the whole sequence in front of him. The bleach, the dragged hallway, the earring by the baseboard, the basement wall, the vibrating phone. Marissa, Lana's searches, Lana's voice memo. Then she gave him the truth he had been trying to outrun from the beginning. Lana did not die because she was leaving you. She died because she found the wall. That was the truth. Evan did not kill Lana because the relationship was ending. He killed her because she was too close. Too close to the records. Too close to Marissa. Too close to proving what he had already hidden once inside that house. And once Lana was dead, he used the same script again. She left me. Same lie. Twice. Claire did not need to raise her voice. She did not need a confession. The house had already done enough talking.
The hallway had done enough talking. The phone inside the wall had done enough talking. And together, they all said the same thing. Lana Mercer never made it out of that house. Not because she stayed, because she was stopped. Because she found something buried in Evan's past. And Evan had already shown once what he would do to keep it buried. By the end of the interview, Evan had almost nothing left to say. For the first time, he looked smaller than the room, smaller than the evidence, smaller than the story he had tried to control. When officers entered, he finally asked if they had found Lana. Claire looked at him and told him they found much more than Lana. They found the first woman too. And in the end, that was what destroyed him. Not just the blood, not just the wall, not just the note, the pattern. Because he told police Lana left him, but her phone was still vibrating inside the wall.